It's been a few years since I've seen the movie Memento. The first time I saw it, I didn't like it at all, and when I saw that it was on Netflix at the time that I watched it, I was thinking to myself, what the heck, I'll watch the first 15 minutes of this. Because really, I just wanted to see the opening scene. But for some reason, I just couldn't stop watching, and I ended up watching it all the way through until the end. And truth be told, I actually liked it this time around. To me, it's interesting how some movies, at least for me, given a little bit of time, become better. This was the case with Gladiator a few years ago, as well as The Matrix. And there are probably going to be more movies that I don't like, and a few years later I will watch them again, except the next time around I might like them more, or I might like them less. I mean, the opposite has happened to me as well. I watch some movies that I used to like, and I find that years later I don't like them anymore. Memento was actually much better than I remember. I actually got into a discussion with a friend of mine very recently about how I thought that Memento and how Christopher Nolan's movies in general are not that good. I think the thing that I didn't like about it initially was that when I first watched it, I was just very upset by the ending of it. And honestly, I don't know why. I've watched movies like that before where I've been upset by what happened at the end, or just really sad in general, and as a result I didn't like the movie very much. Now, like I said, I really liked Memento this time around. I think that it was a very impressive movie in terms of its story. The use of dramatic irony works really, really well on all the levels every time it's used in this. I think that it's really interesting, though, how, in a way, not a single character knew what was going on, or even what was going to happen next to them or to anyone else. I mean, you're probably thinking, but wait, what about Teddy and Natalie? Well, yes, on some level, Teddy knew what was going on. But when it came to the end of the movie, when he opened up and told Leonard all about what really happened, that was the point where he stopped knowing what was going on. Because Leonard had made the decision to do what he did at the beginning of the movie. And let's talk about Natalie. Yes, she knew that she had acted like a total bitch right to Leonard's face, and she tricked him into having sex with her as a fuck you to him and his condition. But then she didn't even know that Leonard was the one who shot and killed her boyfriend. She also didn't even know that Leonard had let Dodd go. And so basically, all throughout the movie, not a single character knew what any of the other characters were doing. And the people that tried to use Leonard's short-term memory to gain something ended up having very bad things happen to them instead. And the way in which Guy Pearce narrated this story was just excellent. I enjoyed the narration, the formatting of the story, and the use of the black and white while he was in that hotel room explaining to us all that goes on from his perspective. I'd actually be really interested to see the script for this, if Nolan wrote it in the order that it was in, or if it was written in the order that we saw the movie. One last thing I wanted to mention, I was also really surprised at how good this movie was when it really worked with so little and turned out to be really amazing. And I'm starting to think that maybe Christopher Nolan worked better as a director when he had a smaller budget. Because keep in mind that everything that Christopher Nolan has made following the movie Inception has been, in my eyes, kinda dog shit. There's something amazing you see from a director when they don't have very much to work with, and they still make an amazing movie. And I would recommend everybody check out his very first movie, which was his first short film really, called Following. Memento is a movie that I will admit that I very much took for granted and kind of blew off as well. I was wrong that I ever said that this movie was bad. Christopher Nolan's films are still not great in my eyes. I do love Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, but honestly, he's still not that good. I don't care if he won an Oscar, although I do still think that he does have the potential to get even better, that is for sure. Memento gets 4 stars out of 5.